How's it going, YouTube? Got FourthStarTCG here, and today I have a PSA return video for you. This is just about 70 cards that I just got back from PSA, and I am very excited about it. This is really the first PSA return that I have done with my eBay store being up and running. So all of these cards, most of these cards actually, perhaps not all of them, will be up for sale on my eBay when this video comes out. So if you see anything that you're interested in this video, please go check out my eBay store and you may be able to purchase it. So without any further ado, let's get into it. One thing I have been requested on to do a lot is to put values for the cards, and I will be doing that from now on, just to give you an idea of what these cards are worth. And I'll tell you how much I paid for grading fees as well. So first off, we have this No Rarity Zapdos PSA 7. I was very happy to get this card back as a 7. It's got some issues. There's a scratch here. There's edge wear on the back. No Rarity cards are pretty notorious for their damage, but a PSA 7 on a No Rarity Zapdos is something that's really, really cool. So I'm very happy to be able to get this. This was the only kind of old back card that I submitted in Japanese for this submission. Also sent off, let's see, a couple of E-Series cards. And we'll kind of go, these aren't in order. PSA doesn't send cards back in order anymore, which is a little unfortunate. But I will go kind of in general era order of the cards that I submitted. Sent off this Meowth from Split Earth. Slowly grading through my complete Split Earth set. This got a PSA 10, which is really, really cool. Love this Meowth. Awesome Keiko Fukuyama artwork there. Chillin', eating a berry in the tree. I love it. Next up, we got Crobat, also a Gem Mint 10. Really nice. Definitely what you want to see on these Split Earth non-holos. Probably don't want to be seeing anything less than a PSA 10 or a PSA 9 on these. So, excited about that. Next up, you got a Gem Mint 10 on the Raikou, another very exciting card. Sent off a lot of the non-holos, the non-holo rares from E-Series. I've graded quite a few of the other non-holos, the Evolutions, even some of the non-holo regular cards, as you saw with the Meowth. But yeah, this is a really nice card. Love that artwork. Fantastic Arita art. Perfect. Next up, we got Alakazam, Gem Mint 10 from Split Earth. Really, really like that. Awesome Kimi Masago art there. And eagle-eyed viewers will note that some cards that I submitted in this PSA return, as I show off this Mint 9 Politoed, are not coming back. For example, I submitted a Ditto from Split Earth, and this is not in this return, and that's because I accepted a PSA offer on that card, which is a new thing that they're doing. Basically, as soon as the cards are graded, PSA offers you money for the cards. And some of the offers that came through on these cards I felt were reasonable, and I took them. So the Ditto was one. I don't remember exactly what I took for the PSA offer on the Ditto, which was a PSA 9. But I'll put up the offer that I took with no fees, which I thought was great. Next up, the one old EX Euro card in this submission, a Near Mint 7 on this Dark Dragonite from the Silver Deck Kit. Just has that amazing double foil pattern. 7 on this, I think, is a pretty fair grade. We got some wear here and there. Maybe it could have gotten an 8, but, you know, I think a 7 is nothing to turn your nose up at. This is a very rare card these days. And yeah, I've sold a few of them. It's so nice. It's so beautiful. All right, and now I've got a lot of black and white era cards to go through. Unfortunately, the two Gardevoirs that I sent off both came back with PSA 9s, which was a little sad. I was really hoping for higher grades on these Gardevoirs. This is a beautiful holo. I bought this off of I pulled these cards out of a full complete Hail Blizzard set that I purchased a while ago. I've been grading through it here and there. So kind of sad to see 9s on these cards, but you know, it is what it is. A lot of times you do just get you get 9s on cards. You're not really sure why. This card looks really clean to me. So does this one. Yeah, maybe centering could play a role, but I mean, I still think these are really nicely centered. So sometimes you don't know. And that's just how it is. It's been happening to me ever since I started grading cards. I have one Lucario PSA 10 that came back from Hail Blizzard. I actually submitted 4 Lucario holos and I got PSA offers of all of them. I think at $107, and I accepted 3 of the offers at $107. So 3 of them did not come back with a return because they were off with PSA. PSA took them to whatever they do with cards that you get PSA offers on. But I did want to show off one Lucario 10, really cool card, and that'll be up on eBay. But yeah, $107, no fees for the Lucario holo. I felt that was a good purchase. As yeah, there are cards listed sort of in the similar range on eBay right now that haven't sold yet. So felt pretty good taking that offer. Unfortunately, did get a PSA 8 on this Houndoom. Not really sure why. Maybe centering played a role, but you know, I look at the back and I just don't see much of anything on this card. So there must be something that I missed, but yeah, not really sure why we got an 8 on that card. Did send off quite a few Japanese EX cards, the regular art EXs from Black and White. Got a mint 9 on this white Kyurem. Yeah, and even 9s on these cards, you know, might be a little difficult to stomach, but I still think they're cool. Most of these cards I bought for really, really cheap. So even with the values of 9s where they are, I'm probably not losing a ton of money on these cards. Certainly not profiting, especially after like shipping and eBay fees. I'm probably breaking even on the cost of the card and grading. But I'm not losing money, and that's good. Next up, Black Kyurem EX from Freeze Bolt. Gem Mint 10 on this one. Absolutely love it. Always love to see Gem Mint 10s on cards from 2012, which is what, like 13 years ago now? Crazy. Crazy! That's how long ago Black and White was. And we'll get Legends ZA very soon. Just nuts. Here's a really nice card. Reshiram from Thunder Knuckle. The Shin Nagasawa art is actually, Reshiram is actually flying over Unova. So cool. This has a twin with Zekrom. I actually think I graded a Zekrom and I took a PSA offer on that as well. At the end of the video, I'll put up all of the pictures of the cards that I took PSA offers on and the offers I took for them, just so you can see sort of how much value I got out of those cards. But yeah, we got a 9 on this Mewtwo from Psycho Drive. Maybe centering played a role in this. I think probably it did. You can see this border is pretty small compared to that one. So that's probably just on me for submitting a card with not great centering. So next up, here's a really nice one. Entei EX from Dark Rush, PSA 10. Look at that. Just such a cool card. I love the artwork on these old Black and White EX cards. It's really special. X and Y also are very nice. And you'll see I've graded quite a few X and Y EX cards as well, but there is just something about the Black and White cards that are really special. Latios, Gem Mint 10. I think I had one in my collection. I graded one of these previously. Don't know if I pulled it myself, but I did grade one. I graded a 10. That one's in my collection, so this one will be for sale. Most if not all of the submission will end up being for sale. So yeah, really, I just love this artwork. Ryo Ueda, the EX style is just so cool. This Latios is definitely one of my favorite Black and White EX Year cards. It's so awesome. Unfortunately, the Latios, I've tried to grade this card several times and it just has not come back with the grade that I'm looking for, which is a 10. I think this one is a little off center, so, you know, top to bottom, we can we can see that as a 9, which is, again, a little disappointing, but again, that's probably on me for submitting a card with not great centering. Did get a 9 on this Deoxys from Spiral Force. Centering looks all right on that, so maybe there was something on the back. Yeah, never really know. Again, with a lot of these 9s, I look over these cards pretty closely when I get them in. But there's always stuff I miss, and you know, you can't get 10s on everything, as much as some people would like to believe. Did get a 10 on this Deoxys EX. That's nice. Love that. So, I'm not sure how well these black and white EX cards are going to sell. We'll see. I think a lot of them, you know, the values might necessarily be there, but they might not sell all that fast. You know, a lot of these black and white EX cards in PSA 10 are over $100, but you know, it might take a while to get someone who's willing to pay that, but that's fine. I'm looking to get the best value out of these cards and send them to good homes. So this Palkia did get a 9, a little unfortunate. Maybe centering played a role on that, but it seems pretty good to me. Maybe there's something on the back. I don't know. Most of these Japanese cards, they all kind of look the same to me. They're all really clean, and you know, sometimes you get some 9s, sometimes you don't. All right, next up we got Zapdos, Mint 9 from Hail Blizzard. These things are going to be tough to sell. I think, you know, especially the black and white holos. The EXs, you might not lose money, especially at the prices that I paid for them back in the day. But getting a 9 on a black and white holo, you're really not going to be making that much. If anything, you're probably losing money. So this one, you know, you can't win them all. And sometimes, you know, you submit a card and it doesn't grade the way you like. And you might just have to take the L on it. So that one will probably be up for pretty cheap on eBay. And again, after shipping and fees, I'm probably coming out at a loss on that card. But again, that's just how it goes. You can't win all the time. Speaking of winning, how about this awesome Kyogre EX from Psycho Drive? This one's probably going in my collection. I have the Groudons, but I think this is my first Kyogre 10 from Psycho Drive. So this one, you know, I'll put the value up, but this one probably is not going to be for sale up on eBay. We'll probably pull a couple cards here and there from my submissions that are mainly destined for the store for cards from my collection. You know, I am a collector first and foremost, so I am still looking to add quite a few cards to my collection. Black and white era I'm mostly done with, but every time, you know, a nice card comes along like that Kyogre, we will be adding it to the collection. Sort of profits and value be damned. All right, another Latias from 9, you know, a little disappointing, was not able to get a 10 on the Latias, but, you know, so be it. That's just kind of the way things roll. I'll show these two together. This is a good one. This kind of makes up for the Latias not getting a 10. We've got 2 Rayquaza EX PSA 10s. These are awesome cards. Both first edition from Dragon Blade. This is what you want to see in your returns. The bigger cards doing well. Giratina came back with a PSA 9. A little unfortunate, but so be it. Here's a nice one. We did get a 10 on the Moltres Holo from Psycho Drive. I love this artwork. And yeah, black and white holos are getting a lot harder to find. They're still available. They're still out there. You can still find them for relatively cheap here and there, but it's getting a lot harder. And, you know, prices are getting more optimized. You're not finding these cards for 100 yen, 200 yen anymore. Sort of prices I was buying several years ago. I have a big stock of all of these black and white era cards. But that beautiful Articuno is going to do it for black and white. And that'll take us right into X and Y. I'll start it off with a triple PSA 10. Let's see, let me grab these. Triple PSA 10 Mega Salamence EX from the Korokoro Ichiban promo. This was a beautiful, beautiful card. I have quite a few of these 10s. I think I sold one for what I consider to be a pretty good price. And most of them are available in Japan with, with the tariffs now. Buying from the US, even if the cards are, technically more expensive, is going to work out to be cheaper than buying from Japan once all the shipping and tariffs are calculated. So, got Blaziken EX, the promo. Not exactly sure what this came in, but it's a PSA 10. We love to see that. Next up, we've got Groudon EX, the 7-11 giveaway promo. This is pretty rare. This is not an easy card to find. I was pretty excited when I found it, and it was in good condition, and it came back a PSA 10. So that's really awesome. Probably going to be hard to put a value on this, but I'll do my best. I'll list it on eBay. We'll see if we get any hits, and we'll see sort of what comes up from there. Next up, got a Mega Manectric EX PSA 10 from Phantom Gate. The Megas are big now. I sent off quite a few Mega EX cards to grade, and they're coming back very well. Gem Mint 10 on this one. We love to see it. Also, we got a Gem Mint 10 on the regular Kyogre EX from Tidal Storm. This is a really nice card. I just love the artwork on this card. It's so nice. I think this one actually might be my first 10 of this card, which if it is, and I think it is, it will be going in the collection. I love X and Y. I love XY5. Gaia Volcano and Tidal Storm are just amazing sets. So if that's the first 10, and I think it is in my collection, that'll be sticking in the collection and will not be listed for sale. Got an Yveltal EX from Y Collection. Really, really nice artwork there. 5-bin graphics did some great stuff in X and Y. People don't like 5-bin graphics, but I think they've got some nice stuff. One of the artists I'm not a fan of is Eska Yoshinob. Their artwork really just does not speak to me, unfortunately. This Dragonite is just kind of weird, I think. I'm not a big fan of it, but people like Dragonite, and Dragonite EX is always a cool card. Next up, I've got 2 of these Lugia Hollows from Awakening Psychic King. Love this. Probably going to put one in the collection and one will be up for sale. Yeah, this card is just too good to not put in my collection. And again, as a big XY era fan, even some of these Hollows are fantastic. This Latios EX from the Mythical and Legendary Dream Shine collection. What a card. This artwork is fantastic. I did get a 10 of this for my collection, so very happy to have that. And now that this is a duplicate, it'll be up for sale in the eBay store. So probably will be a more expensive card considering what it is, a kind of regular XY EX, but Mythical and Legendary Dream Shine collection was a very, very difficult set to get. There was not a lot of it printed, and the prices are sort of commensurate with that, even for the regular EX cards. We've got a regular Latios EX from Emerald Break. This one will definitely be cheaper than the other Latios EX, as Emerald Break was printed a lot more than, what is this, CP2? Yeah, I think CP2. No, CP5. Goodness, I'm very off with my CPs. Yeah, so this was printed, the Latios was printed after the Mythical and Legendary Dream Shine collection. That's a mouthful there, was printed after Emerald Break. I still think this Latios is amazing EX artwork. I've got several of them in a 10, I think. So at least one will be listed for sale on eBay. I think there are actually multiple 10s in this submission, and I have multiple Latios that are gradable, so did get a Ho-Oh EX in a 10 from Rage of the Broken Heavens. This is one of the few SK Yoshinob arts that I do like. Ho-Oh sort of breaking out of the frame there, swooping down at you is really, really cool. This is a kind of unique Ho-Oh pose that we don't get. I feel like a lot of the Ho-Oh cards have kind of been, you get the same pose, you get Ho-Oh spreading the wings and, looking majestic, and, it's just kind of the different ways in which that works. But this one with Ho-Oh kind of swooping down is more interesting, which I like. We did get a 9 on this Full Art Battle Reporter, one of the few XY Full Arts that I submitted. I think the only XY Full Art that I submitted. Kind of disappointed that this got a 9, but I think there was, you know, maybe some little thing on the back here of this card. You know, still looks pretty clean to me, but there might just be something here and there, you know. You're never going to get a perfect card, even if it's a 10, even if it's a BGS 10. Here's a big one. This is a nice one. Pikachu from Premium Champion Pack, the sort of reverse foil Pikachu. Everyone likes Pikachu, and XY era older Pikachus, they are getting much harder to find. So, love that. Love that Pikachu, and you know, Pikachus are always good value. Good things to add to the eBay store. Everyone likes Pikachu. People like to buy Pikachu. A lot of my Pikachus sell fairly quickly. This is a beautiful Saya Saruta art. This is also from CP5, the Mythical and Legendary Dream Shine Collection. Even just these regular arts, not even the full arts, have this amazing speckle foil on them. This sort of stars foil. I'm not sure exactly what the name for it is, but it's so nice. And we do have actually a couple full arts from the Mythical and Legendary Dream Shine collection, and they both came back 10s. We have the Volcanion and we have the Keldeo. That is a great shot right there. Both 10s. And, you know, I think I got these for fairly good prices, and these have been going up recently. So getting these both in a 10 for the eBay store, and I think these will go to the eBay store. I don't technically have them in my collection, but I can't keep every card. I think a lot of the EXs I like, you know, that's sort of a main collection goal for me. Here's another Latios. You've seen this one before. But yeah, I can't keep everything for the collection as much as I would like. I do have to make some harsh decisions. Stuff like this Mew, I really like this card, but I think this is going to be one that is going to go directly to the eBay store, even though I don't have one in my collection. I am trying to kind of build up the eBay business a little bit, and in doing so, you know, those harsh decisions, those difficult decisions need to be made. What cards you keep, what cards you let go. So, got this Lucario EX from Best of XY. Lots of hype around Lucario now with its inclusion in the new Mega Evolution set, which is awesome. Also got a Best of XY Mega Sceptile. Love Mega Sceptile. Huge fan of this card in general. It's so nice. I love the artwork. Yeah, and I was collecting back when this card first came out, so I remember Mega Sceptile EX being revealed and being very happy about it. And last but not least, for the XY era, we've got Groudon EX from Gaia Volcano. Again, I think this is my first regular Japanese Groudon EX in a 10. So if so, it will be staying in the collection. Although I think I might be getting ones that I pulled myself back in high grades. I'll have to double check the PSA returns that are coming back. But if that's the case, then these might go to eBay if I can keep the ones that I pulled myself. So, all right, we're into the home stretch of this submission, which is the more modern stuff. We've got Altaria GX from GX Ultra Shiny, PSA 10. Love that. GX Ultra Shiny is surprisingly not all that expensive. The prices seem to have stagnated for a while, which surprises me given what they are. As sort of the first real collector-focused special set. Mint 9 on the Scizor GX Shiny. I was kind of disappointed with this. I definitely want one of these in a 10. You know, not really sure why. Maybe there's some small ding or maybe a centering problem. Never really know. These I was disappointed with, I have to say. I got 9s on my Reshiram and Zekrom and Solgaleo and Lunala GX from Dream League. I pulled these cards myself. They went right into sleeves. I don't know. You know, pack fresh does not mean gem mint. And, you know, I've said this before on my channel, but it is always sad when you pull a card yourself, you put it directly in a sleeve, and it doesn't come back with a PSA 10. So there we go. There's the Solgaleo and Lunala. There's the Reshiram and Zekrom. We are likely not going to be making too much money on those. Probably because I pulled them myself out of a cheap box of Dream League back in 2019. We won't be losing money. But nevertheless, really happy with this card. Cresselia, Skyscraping Perfect, ultra rare. Beautiful, beautiful shiny Cresselia. This one's going in the collection. It is not a super valuable card, and at the price that it's at now, I'm just keeping it in the collection. I really like it. I think these shiny cards from Sword and Shield, they don't have all that much going for them, mainly because they're not all that popular Pokemon. But I like the Cresselia. Legendary shiny Pokemon, you can never go wrong with it. So, happy with that. That one's going in the collection. And as I said, Pikachu, everyone likes Pikachu. I submitted 4 of these full art Pikachus from the Summer Get campaign pack, and they all came back PSA 10s, which is exactly what we are looking for when we're submitting cards from 2024. We want them to grade 10s. If they don't grade 10s, it is a little rough. Yeah, so I was very happy with this. This card has gone up quite a bit since when I was buying it at like, you know, $9, $10. So very happy to get those. Most of these I think I'll probably be setting aside because, you know, Pikachu promos, they kind of tend to do one thing, which is go up in value over time. You know, that's reductionist to say that, and nobody should ever bet on that happening. But I think especially with the way the market is going now and the history of Pikachu promos, you know, maybe I'll sell one and recoup some of my grading costs, but most of these are just going to kind of go in a box for a while. So I think that's, especially with full art Pikachu promos, the price really only tends to go in one direction. You wait a couple years and then things go a little nuts. But, you know, I'll recoup some money now so that I'm not too on the hook for if things go badly. I think the price has actually gone down on these cards from its heights maybe a month or so ago. But the last 2 cards I have are really exciting and special cards. These are my partner's cards. And so she sent these off, and she did very well, very excited. And she's a big Eevee fan, so she sent off this Umbreon, big Eeveelution fan. Sent off this Umbreon from the Cosmos Breakpoint 3-pack and got a PSA 8 on it, which is a very good grade for this card. I have to say, these cards were not packaged well in the Breakpoint blister, so getting an 8 on this card, you'll see from the value, this is an expensive card. So she's very happy to get that back as an 8. And last but certainly not least, to end this submission, this is another one of my partner's cards. She did awesome on this one. The Moltres, Zapdos, and Articuno GX from the Hidden Fates Elite Trainer box. She saw this card, she really liked it. She bought it sealed before everything went crazy, and, you know, had it in a binder for a while, but when things started to go up, she decided to grade it and got a 10. So that is awesome. She really likes this card, so it'll be staying in her collection. So there we go. That is the PSA return. Just under 70 cards back, and again, the majority of these cards will be going up for sale on my eBay. Right now, I'll quickly put up the cards that I accepted PSA offers on and the total value of those offers. So pretty good. I really like to be able to kind of immediately offset some of the grading fees through PSA offers, and to kind of, yeah, to get some great prices. The offers I got I thought were very reasonable. So thank you all for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and stick around for more videos.